So I've just moved along by getting some nice spraying done and getting it sort of all out the way. We'll get into more spraying more down the line, but this is just basic base spraying. Main colour I used here was the 71047 US grey. This is by Vallejo Modeler. Good colour match for the Admiralty grey that they want you to use, plus some good old black and white. So 3D decals, I've been having a play, and I'm a bit sort of up and down about them, but let's move through with it. Now I've just cut another piece off of a fret just here, and I am just going to sort of wet it with some water, just like you would with normal Decaling, right? Just kind of wet it up, and that's already coming off the paper just there. So okay, that comes off pretty quick. Right, so there we have it, all nice and wet, ready to come off and put down just on our piece just here. Now it does say on their website and stuff that yes, you can, you know, basically put these down as you would Decaling. However, then they contradict themselves to kind of go, well, actually you can just sort of stick them down without using Decaling solutions, and we kind of recommend that you don't, and if you do, only use a beer. If you're finding it hard to sort of stick it down, use PVA glue. So it's not quite like Decaling. You can't just follow this exactly the same procedures you would for Decaling, so do bear that in mind. And that is for this manufacturer, I will say, but I have found that the best thing to do is not to use Decaling solutions at all, to not mess about, and just go straight with some PVA glue. So I've made up a little mixture here where I've just mixed some water and PVA glue, right, just to sort of give us a nice sort of runny sort of, I don't know, kind of just above milky consistency, right? And what you want to do is where you're going to be placing your 3D decal, right, you just want to actually paint some of this PVA glue in that area, and that's what's really going to sort of get this to stick down. And then I'm just going to try and get this is a bit of a nightmare. They are really thick, so you don't have to worry too much about them tearing ish, right? And then it is just a simple case of, if we can focus on the camera, there we go, is just placing this down, right? And then I'm going to use a cotton wool bud, right, a little bit moist, right, and I'm just going to sort of roll it across, actually as you would sort of Decaling. I'm just sort of getting most of that PVA glue up, and then not using a sewing needle. For some reason these don't like sewing needles, maybe because them, I don't know, thick, and the sewing needle stabs into it and you end up then pulling off the 3D decal. So using a bit of a cocktail stick, I'm then going to now position this around about where I want it, right, there we go, around about there. Stop trying to stick to me. Right, and then I'll probably just sort of roll over that again just to help it stick down. Right, and then we have our 3D decal, and that is kind of basically it. I mean, yes, sort of let it dry for about 30 minutes to 60 minutes before you kind of put any sort of gloss coats or anything like that to seal it in. But there you go, that is it. I have tried to glue a 3D decal on top of a 3D decal just there. You might be able to see that raised bit just there. I had to use PVA glue with that. It seems to have worked okay. We do have, I mean, I have only just messed about with this, right, but here is the instrument display panel, right, if I can just show you here. Not looking too bad, that's still drying. Same method of gluing this down again with PVA glue. Overall, I think really so far the 3D decals is, you know what, it just seems to be more 3D than you would say your kind of photo etch Edard sort of stuff, but they do seem to be producing more problems than they are worth at the moment. But again, do bear in mind, you know, if you're sort of watching this, don't get totally put off by 3D decals, because this isn't quite working out. I have heard that Edard and those ones are a bit better, because I have also noticed, and this is a little bit annoying, is that this bit of 3D, if you can focus, this bit of 3D decal there, as you could see, sits on that ledge right there, but it actually doesn't fit. It just looks smaller than it actually is, right? And it's kind of annoying, because it's almost as if like they've kind of got the scale of that piece a little bit wrong. But other than that, I mean, hopefully, as you can see here, this top bit just here, you can almost see how 3D those buttons are. Can you just see? Those buttons are really sticking out, actually. Very sort of nice indeed. That's the kind of the one big benefit I'm seeing from these 3D decals. So yeah, leave them to dry, and then we can put like weathering on top of that. But I think I'm going to play around with a bit of the photo etch that we've still got here, just to show you gluing that down as well, just in case you're a bit put off by these 3D decals and want to just kind of stick to the photo etch route.